just yesterday I was speaking to someone, and I did ask about the difference between simple difference between a litigation or dispute resolution and commercial and corporate, and the person was not able to kind of substantiate on that. And the full form of ADR, when I asked you what actually is ADR, and the person said it's additional dispute resolution. So stuff like that, I would request that please be thorough. It's a craft. Just think of it from a perspective that it is a pitch that you are making to someone who you are going to be working with. That's your chance to impress someone. How do you put the best foot forward? Are you making your CV with a lot of passion, or are you just borrowing formats and placing your information in the same format? If I would be you, and that's happened with me in the past, is even if I go onto the net to download a format, or if I've kind of borrowed it from a friend, I would actually just apply a lot of mine to see how best I can make it my version. I can Nipunify it, because that's going to be my pitch to someone who I want to work with. And if I'm passionate about someone I want to work with, I want them to know the best of me. So it's a piece of craft that I want to create for myself. It's a lot of my creativity goes into it, not only in terms of how I place the information strategically. And these days, a lot of interesting formats are available online. Software like Canva give quite a few interesting templates. So ensure that you're taking some time out. Don't make CV in a rush in a rushed manner, or try and even if you're borrowing it from somewhere, either from the internet or from some of your friends, please try and make them your best versions, so that a person who is looking at that CV looks and says, oh wow, you know what, the person has taken effort to create this piece of craft. Linked from this is another important point, which is, does your CV showcase that you're interested in working for that position? Let's say you're applying for a corporate position, and a large part of your CV summarizes your journey in the litigation field. I will look at the CV and I'll immediately say, you know what, your CV is for litigation heavy, and you've applied for a corporate position. And I understand, as youngsters, a lot of you would not have choice. You may be applying for just an associate position or a senior associate position, without a demarcation of whether you're going to be handling only litigation or corporate or both. Some firms allow you to do both. There is also a large amount of commercial litigation part that requires fair bit of corporate knowledge. Whenever you are applying for any position, have a look at your CV from a very dispassionate angle. What happens with us is, when we create a document, and that happens with me a lot of times when I'm creating a draft, I get emotionally attached to it. It becomes like my baby. And how we are kind of, we overlook the flaws, or the reverse is sometimes to become overcritical. So I would suggest, whenever you're trying to apply, whenever you're creating a CV for a specific position, try and customize it to the requirement. It's always it's worthwhile to have a look at any JD that's available. If you're picking it from online, or you're doing it from LinkedIn, see what the JD says, see what the description of the job where you're applying for says, and pick up some of those words to be included somewhere in the CV, so that when the person who's shortlisting your application sees some alignment, it doesn't look that, oh, my JD says this, but the CV completely speaks this. No match. The other part is, while I always encourage people to take chances in terms of what they like doing, I would say stop taking long chances. That if a position says we are looking for someone with up to 1 year experience, if the position says that we are looking for someone with 4 to 6 years of experience, and you with 1 or 2 years of experience or fresh out of college is trying to apply for a position at 4 to 6 years, it doesn't leave that great impression. I think you just kind of trying to put in and come in the whole hiring process doesn't really serve anybody's purpose. Yes, what you can do is, whenever you come across as those job posts, how many of you are trying to create a database of your own selves? Because that's what I used to do in my earlier days, when I used to come across any post at our time, it was mostly through job portals like Naukri and Monster.com. So what I used to do is whenever I used to come across those applications, I used to create my personal database in an Excel sheet to say I'm recording the HR email IDs or the partner's email IDs in an Excel sheet of my own, so that I know that in future, not particularly for this job which has been advertised about having 4 to 6 years of experience, but at an opportune time, I will just anyway send my application. So in case they're looking at it, they might be able to consider my candidature. So then, even if you want to send your CVs, do not send your CVs quoting the particular requirement of 4 to 6 years of CVs, because the employer would be like, we are looking for someone with that experience, and this CV it doesn't carry that level of experience. So fine, just avoid it. So what I'm trying to tell here is, take your chances, but also they say that there is a method to madness. So if you are kind of trying to take chances and applying in writing to HR, fair enough, do that. Take a little time gap, and also do not quote for a specific job post that calls in for a higher experience. I don't think that's going to be too much appropriate. In terms of length, because I'm asked this question quite a few number of times, what's the ideal length of a CV? And I've time and again said on several platforms that an ideal length is 1 page, but I understand, especially with lawyers, you guys do a lot of internships, and you want to put something or the other about the kind of takeaways you've had from internships or your previous job experiences or even courses that you do. If it's not possible to kind of consume all of that in 1 page, tops 2 pages, definitely not more than that, because a 2.5, 3 page CV, nobody really pays attention. And trust me, it doesn't leave an impression. We are living in the age where there's an information overload. You are any which way creating a cover letter, then a CV. So I would say keep the CV very, very succinct and to the point. Try and include all the relevant information that you want to portray to a person who you want to work with in the future. Even when you are mentioning your hobbies, don't mention any hobbies that you want to sound cool about. Like, let's say, people write music, some people write guitar, some people will mention a sport. So be prepared that an interviewer might want to strike a conversation. Those are also used extensively for ice breaking. So an interviewer might want to just use your hobbies to break ice, or sometimes they use that as the beginning of a conversation.